Hi, my name's Sebastian, and today we're going to be doing polynomial long division. So first things first, we have the remainder notation, which is this big chunk of words and math over here. And well, down here, I've laid out where you can find your quotient, divisor, and remainder. So as you can see here, the quotient is your answer, the divisor is the number that you divide your polynomial by, and the remainder is the last number that you bring down that's not divisible by the divisor. So now we're going to move on to an example of regular division. And I've solved it. I've solved this already. As you can see here, I got 230 with a remainder of 1. And well, here I've laid out the answer in two different ways. So your answer to this problem is 230.5, correct? Because this is an odd number, right? 461, it's odd. So you won't get an integer when you divide it by 2. But here, the answer can be expressed as 230.5 or 230 plus 1 half, right? That's the same, it's the same thing, right? These two are equal. And as you can see, these p's is expressed in remainder notation, right? You have your quotient here, and then your remainder and divisor here. So this is just an example of remainder notation with numbers. Okay, now I'm going to do an example of polynomial long division. So here we have our polynomial and our divisor. So let's go right ahead and start. We have 2x minus 3, right? That's our divisor. We need to multiply this binomial by a number that gives us 8x cubed. Now where do I get this 8x cubed? Well, it's my first term here in my polynomial. So I'm just going to go ahead and use 4x squared because that would give me 8x cubed when I factor it in. Now I also need to multiply the negative 3, so that would be negative 12x squared. And I'm just going to take this, what I got, and plug it in. So I'm going to get 8x squared, no, cubed, minus 12x squared. And I'm going to need to subtract this, right? So first, before I do anything, I need to factor in this negative sign. But remember that factoring in a negative sign is the same thing as flipping the sign of every term. So I'm just going to take this negative 12 and turn it into a positive 12. And take this positive 8 and turn it into negative 8. So these two are going to cancel out. And I'm going to be left with negative 6 here on the right. Now I'm going to bring down this positive 21x. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did. I'm going to do 2x minus 3. And I'm going to multiply times a number that gives me negative 6x squared now, as you can see here. That's my first term. So I'm going to just use negative 3x, factor it in, and get negative 6x squared. And then I'm going to get plus 9x. And I'm just going to take this and plug it in here. Negative 6x squared plus 9x. And I'm gonna need to flip every sign, remember? So I'm just gonna take this, positive, negative. These two are gonna cancel out, and these two are gonna give me 12x. Now I'm gonna bring down the minus 20, and I'm gonna take my divisor again, 2x minus 3, and multiply times a number that gives me 12x, as you can see here. So I'm just gonna do that. Take 6, right? And then I'm going to get 12x minus 18. I'm going to plug this in. 12x minus 18. Flip every sign. And then cancel out these. And I'm left with negative 2. Right? That's my remainder. Now, what's my quotient? Where's my quotient? Well, my quotient consists of these numbers that I use to multiply my divisor by. So I'm just going to take 4x squared minus 3x plus 6, right? And then I'm just going to write my answer in remainder notation form. So I'm just going to take 4x squared minus 3x plus 6 plus my remainder, which is negative 2, over my divisor, which is 2x minus 3. But remember that adding a negative fraction is the same thing as subtracting the absolute value of that fraction. So I'm just going to take this and leave it like that. Okay, and this would be my answer. We're done. Okay, now what I have for you guys is this problem for you to do by yourself. So just go ahead and do that. Take this polynomial, divide it, and pause the video, solve it, and I'm going to show you the answer and all my work in about 2 seconds. So pause the video. Okay, welcome back. So here you have the work, all the work that I've done. As you can see, the whole process, I've laid out the whole process. And here's my remainder. I got a remainder of 31, and here is my answer. That's my answer. So if you want to pause the video right now to like check your work and check maybe if you did something wrong, check your mistake. So just go ahead and do that. And last but not least, congrats! You now know how to do polynomial long division.